Alright, I'm gonna try to get, I got like 50 feet of water line, so I'm gonna try to go ahead and put this section in. I don't have any of my fittings yet, so I might have to leave the end of it open. I'll probably have to leave, I don't know, 15 or so feet kind of exposed, because this stuff is not the easiest to work with. You don't have a little bit of slack and whatnot, so. But we got the guys up here setting the transformer on the power, and I think the metal building guys will be back on Monday, so I hate to leave this ditch just wide open where the water is going to go, so I can put this section in, and then the builder's here. He's going to send one of his guys to go grab some wire for me so we can tape to the pipe and use it for tracer wire and such. And then yeah, I'll just kind of leave the end of it open where I'm going to have to hook onto the other one, so it'll be a slight pain, but not horrible, and then that'll get my ditch kind of covered back up. I think all my water stuff, I called Core in Maine. They're like an hour away, and I think they've had to pull parts from like 2 of their other stores or something to get everything I need, so I should have probably called them a little earlier on, but normally they carry most of that stuff in stock, or you can get it like 2 days later. But I also wasn't 100% ready to put the water line in yet, because I was waiting on it with the power and locates and all this other stuff. And then I didn't know I was going to have a guy here with a trencher to trench it for me, so just kind of going to make it work. So I don't even know, this ditch probably looks pretty bad trying to dig it sideways, but I'm out of room, so I'll go up there and clean that out. And then I got one more spot where I need to dig out to put the T to the house, and then we'll grab the pipe and set her in there. And I think right here should work for the I gotta put a T. You split off this line and go to the house, which could end up being a real pain with this line in this ditch, trying to put that T on after the fact. But if I can dig a hole out big enough, maybe it'll give me a little bit of room down in here. Just be easier if all my parts were here. So I might leave this hole open until I get that T, so I'll put some pipe or something around it so nobody drives off in it. Kind of hard to see. Jump out with the shovel and touch that up, and then we should be able to track back around. I'll probably just chain that pipe to the end of the bucket here and just drag it over here, because that stuff is a real pain to move around. going to take advantage of the metal guys not being here. It's Saturday. It's actually Saturday at like lunchtime, so had to go look at a few things this morning, so won't get a full day in, but that's fine. It's Saturday. It's supposed to get like 103. I think it's already like 96, so yeah, we'll just stay in the dozer this afternoon. But I'm going to try to kind of dress up this area and around the shop. It's kind of a low spot, and you can tell it's holding a little bit of water there, but I haven't been able to work on it a whole lot with them working on the building, and then trying to do the water line and some other stuff this week. I've kind of got sidetracked, so, but it is drying up quite a bit with it being as hot as it is, so I figured today'd be a real good day while they're gone to try to get this kind of dressed up. I think I'm going to take a little bit of that clay because it's pretty low, and add in there and build that up some, but I'm going to have to kind of cut me a nice little swell down the shop and around because the way it kind of lays out around there. So we'll probably fill some of that in, track it down. I'll get all that grass scraped off next to those pillars, and then probably going to have to get the laser out at some point and make sure I kind of got it cut and got the fall that I want, but shove some of this in there and work our way around here for today. And I'll be back up here Monday morning. They're going to pour the floor in the basement, and they've I guess they got one of those ride-on finish machines, so I don't know the proper name for it, but I'm going to be up here and use the 2150 to set it down in there for them. And hopefully my water line, the rest of my water line parts will be in, so I can be working on that, and there's other stuff I got to work on here, so, and then that way when they're finished with it, I can take that thing up out of the basement for them, and then I think they're going to start on, I doubt they start on it that same day, because that'll be a chore pouring that floor, but maybe Tuesday or Wednesday they'll start getting their walls up on the porches and try to get those poured this week as well, and then I can finish backfilling around all of the house then. Get off the blade. This clay junk's kind of a pain to work with. Alright, well, we'll get some more of this pushed out here and just pick it up in a little. This is kind of how this turned out for today. It's still pretty soft out here, so I kind of mixed some of that clay and dirt together and kind of tried to cut out some of the wet stuff and roll some more in, but it's just going to kind of need to dry and just work it a little bit more. But I tried to kind of consolidate that clay, but that stuff's still so wet that I probably need to take the excavator if I want to pile it up any higher. But and then I started filling in a little bit of my low spots here and there. Still kind of need to walk around and just try to make a game plan of where I want my grade. I'm liking how it is up there by the house, but then it still dips down quite a bit right through here. But it may be a deal where I can figure out kind of the heights on the driveways, because it's going to be concrete 25 or 30 feet out from the house and then go to rock. But the driveway and the house and the shop's going to tie together. And I think after the concrete, when the concrete stops, they'll just switch to rock. So maybe we can, if I can actually kind of raise that grade up, then I can fill some more of this in and kind of taper it out and get the water to shed around the property that way. And then that way we can build the rock up here and get everything we need to. So I just need to spend a little time kind of walking around with the laser and coming up with the game plan of, it's just kind of tough to picture like the end results here without knowing exactly, like I said, the driveway, the sidewalk, and kind of everything they want to do through here. But the good news is we got plenty of room on the shop to bring the driveway up and the house. We're going to be here Monday to pour the floor inside the basement, so we'll have a pump truck and concrete trucks and everything else here. So, and I'll be back up here hopefully working on the water line, and I'm going to actually set their ride-on machine down inside there for them whenever they need that. So I'll try to get some footage of the pump truck and the concrete trucks and everything else going on, because that's something pretty neat and a little bit different. But yeah, we will just pick it back up on Monday. I just had some questions on the drainage whenever I did my backfillings. I didn't do a very good job going over that, but there is a perimeter drain on the outside of the footing, and there's also one on the inside of the footing. They run one on the inside of the footing, and they put clean rock up to the top of the footing and probably a foot or 18 inches over, and then the center of the basement has base rock on there. So any kind of moisture that can get around the footing, inside or out, will travel through that clean rock. And then we've got a sump pump that's going to go in here that's lined in clean rock, and then there's another one there's two of them in this house, and then there's actually one outside as well. And then this is the other one over here, and then this other box is for a grinder pump. So like for the sewer and the septic, we'll have to pump up and out. But so like I said, inside and outside the footing, there's clean rock, and then there's clean rock all around that. So like this one on the inside, any water that gets trapped in these two sump pumps, which I think they're going to be hooked together, or that one will come over here and hook into this one, it'll be pumped up and out. So yeah, any of the groundwater that's trapped underneath there, we'll do that. And then yeah, the one on the outside will pick up the perimeter on there. So that way there's kind of a dual perimeter drains. A lot of people, I think, will just put them around the outside, but this particular contractor puts them inside and outside just for a little added protection. So yeah, maybe when we get the further along, I'll try to come back up and show the plumbing, because I'm guessing it'll run up on the bottom of the floor and then they'll get pumped out there. Now this is going to be the safe room in here, so that's why it's still gonna, they'll pour the floor, and then they'll put a concrete roof over the top of it. Divot areas, there's one there, maybe that may be about it, but they're just for like piers. And the same thing over there, that's actually going to be an elevator, so they're going to have some extra support, but it'll just be thicker concrete, and they'll set some posts, or they may probably have a couple beams that run across here for just support on the walls and the weight and such. And then this will be where the sump pump on the outside, there's already water down in there, but like I said, it's got the clean rock all the way around and the drain, and then there's clean rock all the way around this pipe. So when this, whatever the finish grade is, we'll cut this off and just put a lid on top of there, but then they'll have a sump pump on a chain that they can drop down in there, and it'll get pumped up and out. Like I said, the concrete guys do the drains on the inside and out, and they just put the clean rock up to the top of the footing because they actually put all that in before they do their walls. So then that's why I came back and added probably 2 more feet of clean rock on top of there. I don't put the fabric in on the new construction homes because clean rock is natural filtration anyway. And I know everyone's always saying how, like, you know, all this dirt's just gonna settle down in there and fill that clean rock and stuff like that up. But I've dug up sewer risers that have been buried for 15-20 years, and they put clean rock all the way around them, and you dig that down, and once you hit that clean rock, there's never any dirt that's like silted down in it. There may be, you know, like a handful, but it's not like what most people think where it's clogged. So, and with having 3 feet of clean rock on the outside here, I mean, that water will trickle down this dirt. Once it hits that clean rock, it just disappears and drain out of there. So I don't really ever worry in these with not having that fabric and stuff on there, because it's weird. There's some areas where I'll use it, and there's other areas, like I don't even put it behind my retaining walls because I've had it before where it's almost caught stuff and pushed the wall itself forward. I just thought I'd go over some of that. Like I said, I had some questions, people asked me some questions about it. I didn't really cover any of that, so, and it's probably kind of hard to see now. I should have maybe been over here before they put all that plastic and such down. But yes, I guess the short answer of that is this house does have 2 pots of drains inside and out and lots of clean rock.